All right, y'all, we've made it to the back. So we're going to use the diagram to the right and answer the following questions. So 20 through 25, let's go. So like the first thing I notice is that this is a line that has points R, S, T, and U on it. So those, it's not the best picture. I feel like I need to fix my drawing a little bit. There we go. And so all of those points exist on that line. And the first set of directions for number 20 say to name the line in two different ways. So the first thing we're going to do is it says it's a line. Let's go ahead and draw a line over it for my notation. There's no italicized lowercase letter here, so I can't use the lazy way. So I can't just say like line lowercase m. They don't have it there, so I'm not going to use it. I'm going to have to go based on what's in the picture. So of these four, I'm going to use any combination of two letters, any 2 points in the line in whatever order. So like SR would work. SU would work. Here's the combos. SRRS, ST, TS, SU, US, RT, TR, TU, and UT. All of those would work. Just make sure you put the line over it to indicate it is a line and not a segment and not array. All right, so now we want to name array. So immediately I know that in my answer I need to have array over it, pointing to the right, with endpoint S. So meaning if this is my flashlight, it's starting at S, that's my source of power. So there's my source of power. I can't draw it going the other way because there's no points drawn in to the left of S, but I can have it going this way. So it needs to go through one of those points. It doesn't matter if you go SR, if you go ST, if you go SU. Anything in the direction of the right would work. So SR would work. I'll go ahead and just put all three because I think y'all feel better on the answer key. ST would work and SU would work. All three of those say the same thing. Okay, so those are arrays. Notice I put array over it so that I know that people are talking about array and not a line or a segment. Well, what does the next one ask us to do? Now we're going back and we're going back to a segment. Name a segment. Any segment in the picture. It doesn't say which one. And so there's a ton, y'all. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and just give you an example. S to R is a segment. It's a short segment, S to R. Again, you don't have to put the dots. You can just drop the arrows off of that. Like, in fact, on Microsoft Word and on Google Docs and on most worksheets, they won't have the little points drawn. But some of you have liked drawing them just to give yourself an indication. It starts at S and ends at R. So that's totally fine. So SR, ST, SU. And I'm just going to say etc. because we know it's any combination of those four. We're going to pick two. So choose two. All of those are different segments, but it just says to name a segment, not a specific one. And so now we want to name a pair of opposite rays. So let's look at this. When I name a pair of opposite rays, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a point that has, on the line, that has a point on either side of it already named. So like, let's just say I picked R. We picture this like a lightsaber. So Darth Maul would hold the lightsaber at point R, and he'd have a part of the saber going through the left, and then part of the saber going through the right. So let's name those. That would be R through S, so RS, and RT, with the ray indicating which direction it's going. So we could have done TR and TU would also work. So I'm going to say or TR and TU if I had started at T. Give another name for ray UT. So when I do ray UT, that is the flashlight that starts at U. Boom, 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 boom. There's my flashlight. It's not perfect. Guys, that's not a very good picture. I'm not an art teacher. But it goes from U and it shines through T. So what else could I name that? Well, actually, there's two other points over there I could use. U through T would be the same thing as U through R. Or we could name U through R. Let me make sure that actually shows up a little bit better. U through R. Or U through S. Those name that exact same ray as U through T, because all three of these are going in the same direction. So think about it like a flashlight. All right, name the ray opposite to RT. So here we go, back to Darth Maul's lightsaber. We have our lightsaber. Here's R through T, so the right side of his lightsaber shows up. Let's go the other way. So what's that going to be? It's the one that starts at R, and it goes through S. So that's our only option there. All right, let's go ahead and do 26 and 27. Why not? In this picture, this is like a box. So if you need to picture the room that you're sitting in right now, most rooms are rectangular prisms. And so you've got a ceiling and a floor and 4 walls. That just kind of helps me a little bit. All right, so we want to fill in the blank with the correct terms. RN and SR intersect at point what? So let's go ahead and highlight that. RN is here. And then SR is here. What point do those intersect at? Where do they cross? If I were to track the location right now of point R, it would show up, if I were to live 360 that, it would show up on the pink street and on the yellow street. So that is a point of intersection. We would call that point R. All right, where do planes cross? Well, we know that planes, if you take your hands and you cross them, they cross in a line. And so where do plane TSRs, let's go find that. TSR, so I'm going to erase. TSR is like the ceiling of this plane. Where does that red plane, TSR, cross RNO? RNO is like this wall right here on the side. So where do those intersect? They intersect at this line right here, R through S. So those cross at an edge. Think of that like the edge of a tissue box. So that's going to be a line, line RS. And they go ahead and tell you it's a line, so go ahead and put a line over it. And I will start a new video for the next section.